As you guys have heard me say multiple times now, set yourself up for success. Get that dopamine high from completing tasks, your motivation molecule, and you will want to do more. And by you doing more, people seeing you do better and they want to do better, they do more. So just in fact, you being more active and doing stuff helps motivate others without you even having to get behind them with a cattle prod and move them along. Yesterday, I did my 4-month update, and in that update, I said that we need to love ourselves and put ourselves first in our heart. And the more I thought about it, I just realized I want to talk about that and expand upon it. It's so deep. I think I want to talk about it more. I realized how much this had to do with Jordan Peterson's 12 rules to life for rule 2 and 3. So I thought we'd talk about that too while we were at it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love reading everybody's comments, and I'm actually going to start doing videos once a week on people's questions and some of the most inspirational things that I read I want to share with you guys. So if you have questions, put them in the comments, and just know that most of the time if you're asking that question, there's probably other people wanting to know too, so I figured why not answer them. The more and more I thought about loving myself and how I got to the point where I didn't, the impact it had on my relationships with Right Brain, in my family and friends, and I just realized if I didn't love myself, how could I give that love to others if I truly didn't love who I was? And when I was reading Jordan Peterson, rule 2 came up and it says, treat yourself like someone you're responsible for. And that just got my wheels turning. If I copied myself, what would my copied version of myself look like if I, Amanda, took care of them? Would they be in the position they're in? No, because I love that copy version. I love other people. I want to take care of other people. But for some reason, I just have never been able to do it for myself. And that's when reading this rule just was mind exploding for me and understanding I have to genuinely be able to take care of others, I have to take care of myself too. The more I thought about why I stopped loving myself, I used to blame it on just the weight, but that's not it. I lied to myself constantly, saying I'd do things and I didn't. I created resentment, and I turned myself into a villain. I used manipulation to get what I wanted because, well, I turned myself also into a martyr / victim. It's a hodgepodge of a mess. And I realized acknowledging that, understanding that, and realizing I am not a villain. I've made mistakes. Yes, I've lied in my life, but at the same time, everybody has. We're human, we trip and stumble. And the biggest thing is are we aiming for the highest good, as Jordan Peterson said? Are we aiming to be better tomorrow than we are today? And the answer is yes. So of course I'm gonna have stumbles and not do things perfectly, but that's okay as long as I continue to try to be better. A quote that I find really inspiring for me is by Friedrich Nietzsche. He's whose life that has a why can bear anyhow. There's a section in the book I wanted to read you guys. It is really powerful and it helped me a lot. To treat yourself as if you were someone you were responsible for helping. Instead, consider what would truly be good for you. This is not what you want. This is also not what would make you happy. Every time you give a child something sweet, you make that child happy. That does not mean that you should do nothing for the child except feed them candy. Happy is by no means synonymous with good. You must get children to brush their teeth. They must put on their snow suits when they go out into the cold, even though they might object strenuously. You must help a child become virtuous, responsible, awake being, capable of full reciprocity, able to take care of himself and others, and to thrive while doing so. Why would you think it acceptable to do anything else less for yourself? You need to consider the future and think, what might my life look like if I were caring for myself properly? What career would challenge me and render me productive and helpful so that I could shoulder my share of the load and enjoy the consequences? What should I be doing when I have some freedom to improve my health, expand my knowledge, and strengthen my body? You need to know where you are so you can start to chart your course. You need to know who you are so that you can understand your armament and bolster yourself in respect to your limitations. You need to know where you're going so that you can limit the extent of chaos in your life, restructure order, and bring the divine force of hope to bear on the world. You must determine where you're going so you can bargain for yourself, so that you don't end up resentful, vengeful, and cruel. You have to articulate your own principles so that you can defend yourself against others taking inappropriate advantage of you, and so that you are secure and safe while you work and play. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. That leads me into rule 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. We become like those that we surround ourselves with. A good example in this chapter is he talks about taking a delinquent, put into a group of good workers, and the overall group went down in quality. And the reason this happens is the delinquent doesn't do what they're supposed to. So then the others get resentful and they stop working. And if that guy's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. I'm not pulling his slack. So everybody gets worse. And that is very applicable to our friends. If you have people who are headed a completely different direction in life and you don't want to go that direction, then I've had to rethink who my friends are, because it's important. If I don't want to go left over there and my friends that's where they're headed, then why do I want to keep consorting with them when I'm trying to head right over here? I need to find people that are heading on the same path as me, that bolster me, that believe in me, and I can do the same for them, because friendships are reciprocal. Loyalty is reciprocal. It's not one way. It has to be both ways for it to be a true friendship. And having these friends, it doesn't only elevate you, it motivates you. And what would the world be like if everybody tried to be better tomorrow than they are today? And that ties back all the way around to putting yourself first in your heart and loving yourself. How can you love others if you do not love yourself? It's impossible. So, put yourself first, love yourself, so you can make tomorrow better than it is today. As always, thank you guys. If you made it this far, you're my grade A champions. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your encouragement. As I said earlier, if you have questions or anything like that, put them in the comments, and if they are something that others are asking, or if you just really feel like someone else could hear, just put it in the question and I will address it in the video later this week with things to answer. Oh, nope, Mom said don't do that. Shouldn't put it in the question. I will add. I'm just rambling at this point. I can articulate hard words, but I swear it's the small words I stumble on. Snowshoes. They must put on their snowshoes. They must put on their snowshoes. Oh.
So, snowsuits.
It's like Sally sells seashells on the seashore. Third time's a charm. And stop saying and, Amanda. Jeez. So many bugs. As you guys have heard me say, stop laughing. I'm afraid I'm gonna swallow the bugs. And then if they're like, good Lord. I would like to finish this sometime